Logansport. Very good. That's what the program's for.
I'll make a motion to approve the grant agreement from the IODC.
I'll second.
Any further discussion? Call for question.
Jacob, did you second that?
Adrian.
Adrian, okay.
I felt like my mic's not on.
Adrian
You
Grant?
guys hear me? Here, I mean, so, yes, sorry. Checking.
Chris Martin?
Yes.
Jacob Palmso?
Yes.
All right, remote worker recruiting for Logansport, Indiana, deputy.
Yep, this is, so that first agreement was to get the grant funding from the state. The second one is with the organization that will do the active recruitment of these people for us. So we'll have a space on their website. They'll drive traffic to Logansport, and then the agreement is basically for our $75,000, we would end up with 23 new residents who work remotely in some form or fashion. And the program still has to be developed on what we want on our end, but this will get that process started. And so this is where, if you look further into the packet on the Exhibit A, that just shows where the money's going. So we have $75,000 local money that TIF has put up, and the $175,000 comes from a combination of IEDC grant funds and Lilly Endowment grant funds. And so that's where it's all going, and what our return on investment would look like if we do this. Let's say we get these 23 movers to town. The year one return on investment would be $851,000 plus for the community, and over 5 years that number skyrockets to about $4 million in impact that amount of people could have on the community and our local businesses. So I'm excited for this program.
Very good. Appreciate your work on this, deputy. You've done a great job. I'll make a motion to approve the remote worker recruiting.
I'll second.
Any further discussion? Call for question.
Chris Martin?
Yes.
Adrian Grant?
Yes.
Jacob Palmso?
Yes.
All right. Carmichael Electric LLC. Bob?
Morning, Bob.
Good morning.
Morning. This will be for the break room. Anthony Carmichael's going to do the electrical part of it. And then the next one is Clayton Friels, who's going to do the construction part of it. We're going to have a nice break room in the cemetery.
All right, we'll start with the Carmichael Electric for $3,218.11. Now, this is coming out of your budget then? That's already been, okay, appropriated? All right. I'll make a motion to approve the Carmichael Electric LLC contract.
Second.
Any further discussion? Call for question.
Jacob Palmso?
Yes.
Chris Martin?
Yes.
Adrian Grant?
Yes.
All right, and then the Clayton Friels Home Improvements. This one is for the breakdown of 11,700. Is that correct? And that is also appropriated. Okay.
Yep.
I'll make a motion to approve the Clayton Friels Home Improvements contract.
I'll second.
Any further discussion? Call for question.
Adrian Grant?
Yes.
Jacob Palmso?
Yes.
Chris Martin?
Yes. Thank you, Bob.
Thank you.
I'm excited.
Me too.
All right, Power DMS Digital Management Software. Chief Yank. Good morning.
This is just for our field training officer program that we've had in place, I think, for about 10 or 15 years. It's the same thing that we do every single year, so not a new contract that we do every year.
Very good. So this has already been in your budget.
It is.
All right. I'll make a motion to approve the Power DMS Digital Management Software contract.
Second.
Any further discussion? Call for question.
Chris Martin?
Yes.
Adrian Grant?
Yes.
Jacob Palmso?
Yes.
All right, and then request a surplus property, weapons from police inventory.
Yes. So we're just going to upgrade some of our weapon systems. It's all done within the budget, no money from council, so everything's done in there. We just have to surplus them out to get them traded in, to get the new ones in, so.
Okay, very good. I'll make a motion to approve the weapons from police inventory.
I'll second.
Any further discussion? Call for question?
Jacob Palmsall,
Yes.
Chris Martin,
Yes.
Adrian Grant.
Yes.
All right, thank you, Chief.
I just want to say, look forward to working with Adrian here next month. I can't remember the date off the top of my head, the 17th.
17th, yeah.
The Domestic Violence Task Force in Logansport Police Department is going to host a self-defense through the Domestic Violence Task Force. So I think Adrian's going to have a flyer put out here soon and
Yep.
make an announcement. So it'll be fun working with them again. So
Yeah.
thank you.
It's free too for all women, so.
Good deal. Good deal. All right, next up is the electrical license for John Boughton, doing business as Alpha Omega Services LLC. All the information provided is correct. So I'll make a motion to approve the electrical license for John Boughton, doing business as Alpha Omega Services LLC.
Second.
Any further discussion? Call for question?
Adrian Grant,
Yes.
Jacob Palmsall,
Yes.
Chris Martin.
Yes. All right, cemetery monthly report, Bob. Come on back.
For the month of October, we had a total of 12 interments, which consisted of 7 traditional burials, 4 cremation burials, and 1 infant burial. There were a total of 102 burials to date for 2022. In 2021, we had a total of 156 burials. We drove a total of 959 hours/miles to get all the work done in the cemetery.
Wow. Good job. I'll make a motion to approve the monthly report for October 2022 for the cemetery. Any further discussion? Call for question?
Chris Martin,
Yes.
Jacob Palmsall,
Yes.
Adrian Grant.
Yes.
Thank you, Bob.
Thanks, Bob.
Thank you.
Street Department, application for curb street cut for NIPSCO on the east side of the house at 1127 North Street in Logansport.
Morning.
Morning, Tony.
Yeah, this is to install gas line. I don't have any issues with that.
Okay. Make a motion to approve the application for curb street cut for NIPSCO on the east side of the house, 1127 North Street.
Second.
Any further discussion? Call for question?
Jacob Palmsall,
Yes.
Adrian Grant,
Yes.
Chris Martin.
Yes. All right, application for curb street cut for Direct Line Communications for 3920 East Market Street, north right-of-way of Market Street.
Yeah, this is placing fiber optic line. It's in the right of way and it's boring under, so no asphalt will be disturbed.
Fiber, okay. I'll make a motion to approve the Direct Line Communications for 3920 East Market Street.
Second.
Any further discussion? Call for question?
Adrian Grant,
Yes.
Chris Martin,
Yes.
Jacob Palmsall.
Yes.
All right, city street closure request, tree removal. Tree removal on 16th Street between Broadway and North Street on the 28th of November from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m.
Yeah, we've got everything. They give us the certificate of liability insurance. The company cutting it's registered with the city, so there's no problems there.
Very good. Make a motion to approve the city street closure request for a tree removal on 16th Street between Broadway and North Street.
Second.
Any further discussion? Call for question?
Jacob Palmsall,
Yes.
Adrian Grant,
Yes.
Chris Martin.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thanks, Tony.
Thank you, Tony. All right, code enforcement weekly report. Randy.
Morning.
Good morning.
All right, last week I sent out 25 new letters for trash. We have 19 that were cleared from the week before. Had 2 citations that were sent out and issued. Had 14 trash containers, warnings sent out. Tagged 5 more cars last week. I had 7 that were cleared from the week before. And we sent 2 notices to appear, and we had 1 more property brought in before the Board of Works.
Make a motion to approve the code enforcement's weekly report.
Second.
Any further discussion? Call for question?
Chris Martin,
Yes.
Adrian Grant,
Yes.
Jacob Holmesel.
Yes.
All right, old business, 124 Humphrey Street. Is there anyone here to represent 124 Humphrey Street? All right, seeing none, go ahead, Randy.
We had brought this in as a emergency cleanup on 10/19. Dana Eller came in, that was the owner of the property. He spoke, there's some issues with people living there and stuff. Said give him 30 days. As you can see, towards the last pictures, he's got it cleaned up. He does still have a trailer sitting there that has some stuff on it, but he was just waiting for some extra money to come in so he could take it to the dump. The vehicles and stuff sitting there, he's waiting for the lost titles. He filed for lost titles for them, so he could get rid of them. So he's doing everything and complying, to do exactly what we asked him to do, so,
A lot better.
yeah.
Exactly.
And you can see by the last two pictures, he's really, I mean, they raked everything up, they cleaned everything up. I mean, there was a lot of stuff laying around and they got it taken care of.
Very good. Make a motion to vote on the property cleanup for 124 Humphrey Street.
Second.
Any further discussion? Call for question?
Jacob Holmesel,
No.
Adrian Grant,
No.
Chris Martin,
No. All right. 7018th Street. Is there anyone here to represent 7018th Street? State your name for us, please.
Clayton Pearson.
Can you pick that up from where they're at?
pardon me?
The audio pick them up from where you're at. Okay. You're good. All right, go ahead, Randy. Oh, go ahead, sorry. Okay, go ahead, Randy.
This started on November 9th. We had this here last week. The backyard with stuff that's in the city property and stuff that need to be cleaned up. Progress has been made. As a picture, you can see those were from Monday. Those are the most recent ones that we have there on Monday. And I had just given you copies of what it looks like this morning. So, I mean, there's been some change, but we're still not getting it cleaned up. We're moving stuff around, putting it in a different spot. Some of the stuff that was in the woods is gone. There's been a big effort making that done. But it's like you move one piece of trash to another spot. It's like, we gotta clean it up. I mean, I can't keep coming back here for complaints. I mean, if we had our iWorks, we could show the day after day. I mean, we had 4 just this year on this. So we can't have any more of it. So we gotta either get it finished and keep it that way, or we need to go in and clean it up.
What specifically do you think needs to, I'm trying to tell from some of these pictures. I mean, obviously, there's some trash debris that needs to just be
And I
picked up out of
just
the yard.
filled up another dumpster before we came, so I picked up a lot of the trash today too.
Okay, but the pictures I've got here from this morning at 8:30.
I went
the
out
ones
there
that
after
I
you
just
left.
gave you guys. Okay? And these are the ones I had this morning, 8:30. And like I said, here we are, 7 days later, and we're still working on it with 5 people living in the house.
Yes, ma'am.
He says there's 5 people living in the house. 4 of us have jobs.
Okay?
I work 51 hours a week, my husband's working 50, and Tasha and Quentin are working too. A lot of times, we don't get home until late. We're working on it, and I've already talked to Quentin about it. I'm gonna talk to a private attorney about, because I feel that we're being harassed.
You're welcome to talk to an attorney if you want.
Okay.
The issue is if you call it harassment, I'm getting the call about the complaint. The pictures show there's valid point for the people to complain. I have my job to do. This is out of compliance. We're not here to harass people. We're not here to fine people, nothing. It's gotta get in compliance.
We're working on it, but what we do, you just keep saying, you gotta do this, and
is it in compliance? Do you think this is in compliance with the
No,
city
no,
ordinance?
it's not. I agree with that.
Okay,
But what I'm saying is we're working on it. But we do have full-time jobs and lives besides.
everyone here has a full-time job and still takes responsibility for the places they live in. We cannot use working as an excuse not to take care of where we live. It's about responsibility, period. We have a child living in this house, there's 4 adults living in this house. There's no reason it should look like this,
We've also been working on the inside.
okay? I understand that, but I'm dealing with the outside.
Randy,
Saying at this point, I've been there, this is the 5th time I've been there this year. And each time we've been to this point, we come in, we clean it up to a point, we say, okay, keep it that way, we're back here a month later. And we do it again, clean it up, back a month later.
if we order, say we order a cleanup, what specifically are we
I would take everything there
getting?
at this point. I would clean it completely out. If we're not gonna use it and not gonna put it to use, don't just stack it around in another spot.
A lot of that is building materials we're using on the inside of the house.
Or the deck.
Yeah. In the
And
backyard.
as you can see from the current pictures, I have nicely stacked the building materials.
Yes. He has taken the pallets and stacked them up. He has done that. My issue is I don't wanna have to keep coming back here in another month. I don't wanna get the calls again. I don't wanna keep dealing with it.
I mean, nobody would be picking on you if you weren't out of compliance with the ordinance, you know? I mean, if there was nothing there when he went,
He just keeps, every week he comes over and he says like, he makes us feel like we're not doing anything, and we are. It's just we have to do it on our time. Some of us have medical issues that we can't go out.
you guys created the mess. You have to clean it up on the timeline that we gave you a week. You had a week to get it cleaned up.
Yes,
And we're
in
work-
20-degree weather when I'm trying to clean up the damn woods that I didn't dirty either.
Yeah, it's.
You guys had your property a mess. Don't blame this on anybody but yourself, okay?
Like I said, I'll just contact, as soon as I can get in there Monday, I'm gonna contact an attorney.
Welcome to do that. We have ours up here. He's welcome to talk to ours, and we're just
If
following
you have
the
enough
ordinance
money to
as
hire
set by
an
the city
attorney, you
council.
could hire somebody to help clean up the stuff in your yard. So, I mean, instead of spending money trying to make a fight out of it, take care of the problem and spend the money and get it
We
done.
keep saying we're getting complaints, and we know who it is. It's the neighbor across the street that's complaining.
Doesn't matter who's complaining, it's legitimate.
I hate this. So, I mean,
I mean, I would be complaining if I lived next door to you and be saying, my God, why can we not keep living like this? And you guys say, well, we're working. You know, there's 4 of us, various times, we've got various plans. You know, it looks like terrible. I don't, and you look like you have a nice house. I mean, I don't know what's inside, I don't know there, but, I mean, that yard with all that debris and materials, and it looked like maybe even old appliances and boxes and stuff. I mean, that's,
Appliances and boxes. Where do you see appliances and boxes?
I don't know, it looks like they're behind the little shed or to the left in that picture, and a little doghouse in between those.
Yeah, because we have dogs that go outside.
Oh, good.
and the stuff beside the shed is the pond that's going in the ground next year.
You know, I mean, it has been going on. Get it put up, get a storage unit someplace, stick the stuff in a storage unit if you're gonna use it next summer. Don't let it set out in this kind of a mess. It doesn't look like it's.
I mean, I will say there's progress been made.
Yeah.
We just, each time we get to this point, it's like progress gets made, we go there, and then we backslide, we're right back at it. We need to get it done, we need to get it finished, and then keep it that way. I mean, I get, the times that I've been there for stuff, the 4 times, those were 4 times we had legitimate reason to file the violation and complaint. This isn't even all the complaints.
If they order the cleanup How soon would the city be over there actually doing the cleanup?
We usually give them 10 days after the order is done to get whatever they want to keep, get it put away, get it put in some spot. And then the city would come in and take whatever's left there and get it out. If there's something you want kept and you want it there, then that's where it stays. We come in and we clean it out.
Well, Mike,
I mean, if you just go out there with a rake and start raking some of that stuff up, the ground's frozen enough, it should just come right up real easy.
50-degree weather today.
Yeah, it would make the property look better.
well, my concern on my end is the Parks and I are gonna be talking about Dunwoody Park next year. And you guys live next to Dunwoody Park, correct? So that's city property. So really anything on that property, if we start progressing on that Dunwoody Park and find an investor, I mean, we're gonna have to go in there and clean up whatever's on that property, regardless of what it is, you know what I mean? So at that point, you know, that's where I would put my focus at this point is in that area. You know what I mean? And removing whatever you can. Yeah, I'd remove whatever you can.
Also, Quentin and Tasha have an appointment to see an attorney, what is it, the 3rd?
On the 5th, about the
Property line.
alleyway type deal, whatever the.
Aaron Shavers our zoning, so she can help with that if your attorney needs to talk to her.
The eventual goal is we're gonna put a fence up in the backyard.
Sure.
Well, look,
Good idea.
ultimately, that's something, you know, getting the property line and the alley vacation, that's something that's gonna have to go through the city council. And I mean, I think it would be hard pressed if you're a city councilman to vote to give you guys more property if you take care of it this way, you know? I mean, I think that's an issue that you're gonna have to face if you wanna do that. So if you get this cleaned up and you make a legitimate effort to get all of this done, then there's an argument to be made that, you know, they should support that. But I mean, I'm not gonna tell the city council to give them more property at this point. So you're gonna run into other issues trying to do that. We focus on getting this cleaned up. And I think we have to, I mean, I'm gonna be in favor of ordering a cleanup today, and you're gonna have, you know, a week and a half basically to get it taken care of so that they don't take something that you.
Can they not
need.
touch the building materials that's in the back? Because that's the main thing that,
They
besides,
need 10 days if they order about property cleanup to remove whatever you want to keep,
okay.
so that it's gone. Because I think the property cleanup is ordered the biggest, all the stuff that's left out there on the city property, for one, get that stuff out, the stuff that's in the woods, stuff like that. And then it's not gonna take you guys much work to get out there and rake that up.
Like I said, I was out there raking all that this morning.
Got 10
Last-
days.
You waited until the morning before the
No,
other
I've been
issue.
working on it all
We've
fucking
been,
week.
we've,
Cool it.
what's your language, please?
Yep. Sorry,
Apologize to these people.
sorry.
We have been working on it.
Yes, and look, the complaints are one thing. People complain, he's gotta go, but he's around about every neighborhood of the city every week. So if there's a problem, he's gonna find it. But it would be really great that the next time he gets a complaint, that he shows up there and there's nothing that's actually in violation. And then you don't have to worry about it again, you know? Like, we don't want to make you keep coming here. We don't wanna have to deal with this property over and over again. So get it taken care of to the point where he doesn't have any problem.
This morning, I got a call and complaint on this property, even though I knew I was bringing it in. There's a carpet on the steps that you guys had laid out, okay? Listen, let me finish. You guys had laid it onto your steps, and I know it's for traction. Looks like you did fine. There's a shovel there. That was the complaint. Is that enough for me to write a violation for? No. Is it out of compliance? No. That is nothing. So what I'm saying is, the ones that you got in complaints on and have valid violations for are what we're dealing with.
Okay.
To call it harassment, if it was cleaned up, you wouldn't see me. You wouldn't hear from me.
I mean, but like he said, though, calling him complaining because we put a carpet on the front steps for traction.
Right. And that's my issue I have to
So
deal
that they
with.
don't track mud in and everything
You're
else.
right, but like I'm saying, that was the call, that was the complaint. But it's not worthy of a violation. It's not worthy of me knocking on the door saying, hey, take care of this.
Okay, we will, here's the deal, Quentin, okay? You go out there today, you're gonna go rake the yard, 'cause I gotta go to work. Okay? You're gonna rake up that backyard and you're gonna finish stacking everything. Can we leave the kid toys out there because them do belong to a child?
The kid toys are no problem, but let's get it organized together in a spot, not just randomly thrown.
Okay.
You understand what he's meaning?
Yes.
Okay, can you do that today?
Yes.
Okay, and then,
And if you have questions, if you do stuff, this weekend and you have questions leading into next week, where you can call and ask Randy, hey, is this gonna be good enough?
Come out and talk to me.
yeah, because
Something.
this coming
Every
up
time
here
I've been
every
there, I
week for
talk
these
to you.
meetings is.
Yep.
Every time I've been there, I've talked to you, spoke to you in person.
And I make more
And I've
progress
told
each
you what
time.
needs to be done.
Yeah. But now we're at the kind of sticking point, so I'll make a motion to vote on the property cleanup for 70 18th Street.
Yeah, I'll second.
Any further discussion? Okay, call for question.
Jacob Palmsall,
Yes.
Chris Martin,
Yes.
Adrian Grant.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, Randy.
All right, board member comments. Adrian,
None.
you want to talk about the event you got coming up December 17th? Kind of push on that a little bit?
Well, sure, yeah. So Travis and I, actually, we have a gentleman coming in from Rochester, I believe. Yeah, and we are going to offer a free women's, well, the Cass County Domestic Violence Task Force is sponsoring it. So we're going to do self-defense courses for women in the community and just offer that class. And I think it's going to be a big hit. We've already got 7 people signed up, by the way, in 24 hours that I posted. So I feel like this is something we could do
Where can
a little
people
bit more
sign up?
frequently. They can call the hotline, which is what I typically run, and then they can message the Facebook page as well.
What is the number for the hotline?
722-2119.
Okay, very good. Awesome. Thank you, Adrian. Thank you, Chief, for doing that as well. Deputy?
Are you doing mention the parade?
No, you can do it. Go for it.
Mindy texted me.
There you Of course you.
No, have the Ride Up Logan's parade on Friday. And really excited for that. And Mindy and the crew have done a lot of hard work getting it going. A lot of entries. And unfortunately, I can't be here this year, but hopefully everybody gets out on Friday evening and supports the parade and supports some of our local downtown businesses maybe afterwards, like they have in years past. So.
Daryl and I got a little practice parade yesterday, right at Franklin. We were reading to the kids, and they had their little parade in the hallway after the book reading. So that was pretty cool. So, all right, miscellaneous business and any matters not already considered, including ADA Section 504 compliance or concerns. All right, seeing none, I'll make a motion to adjourn at 10:01 a.m.
Second.
All right, call for question.
Adrian Grant,
Yes.
Chris Martin,
Yes.
Jacob Palmsall.
Yes.
Have a happy Thanksgiving.
Oh my gosh, that is tomorrow, isn't it?
It is.
We made it.